The Washington Commanders are officially playing with fire, and if Adam Peters doesn't move fast, this 2026 season is going to be a total disaster before the first whistle even blows. We've seen the draft picks come in and the free agents sign the dotted line, but there is a massive, gaping hole in this roster that could lead to a complete offensive collapse if it isn't addressed right now. Is the front office actually asleep at the wheel, or do they have a secret masterclass in the works that we just haven't seen yet? Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The draft might be over, but the work is nowhere near finished. If I were sitting in the general manager's chair today, I would be making 3 or 4 phone calls that would shift the entire power dynamic of the NFC East. We are talking about veterans who can save this team from mediocrity and high-stakes gambles that could turn a rebuilding year into a deep playoff run. But first, I need to hear from the real fans. Now that the dust has settled on the draft, how are you feeling about the front office? Give me a letter grade from A to F in the comments right now. Is Adam Peters a genius, or is he failing this city? The crisis at the core. Let's get real about the most dangerous position on the entire roster right now. The center. If you can't snap the ball and you can't block the interior, your rookie quarterback is going to be running for his life. Right now, the plan seems to be Nick Allegretti, and frankly, that is a terrifying prospect. Allegretti has never been a full-time starter at center in this league. In fact, he struggled so much at guard that he couldn't even keep a starting spot there. Then you look at the backup options. We've got Matt Golden, a late-round kid who might be tough and smart, but let's be honest, his ceiling is incredibly low. He looks like a career backup at best. And don't even get me started on the practice squad names being floated around. This isn't just a weak spot. It's a structural failure waiting to happen. The solution is staring them right in the face. Graham Glasgow. I know there are whispers about him thinking about retirement, and yeah, he's had some bumps and bruises over the last 2 years. But even at 80%, Glasgow is a massive upgrade over what we have. He knows the system. Remember, our new offensive coordinator is bringing in a scheme heavily influenced by the Detroit Lions' explosive offense, and Glasgow thrived in that exact environment. Bringing him in isn't just a good move. It's a mandatory insurance policy for the future of this franchise. But wait until you hear about the massive shocker I have planned for the wide receiver room. A receiver swap no one saw coming. Everyone and their mother is linked to the big-name trades right now. You hear the name Brandon Ayuk every 5 seconds. And look, I get it. He's a star. But is he the right fit for this team at this price? I'm not so sure. Ayuk is reportedly looking for a massive payday, and there are some serious questions about his conditioning lately. Plus, you'd have to give up draft capital to get him. If I'm the GM, I'm looking at a different former San Francisco target, Jauan Jennings. Why Jennings? Because he is the ultimate dirty work receiver. This team wants to be physical. They want to run the rock and punish defenses. Jennings is arguably the best run-blocking wide receiver in the NFL today. He's a big-bodied, reliable target who can act as a safety blanket for a young quarterback. He's a red zone nightmare for opposing corners and a nuanced route runner who moves the chains. He might not have the elite speed of a superstar, but his floor is incredibly high, and his cost is much lower. Comment challenge. Who is the real WR2 for this team? Is it a big-name trade target, or do we need a gritty veteran? Drop a name in the comments and tell me why. But if you want a real wild card, look at Stefon Diggs. He's coming off some legal hurdles that have finally been cleared, and he's hungry to prove he's still an elite threat. He just came off a Super Bowl run and proved he can still dominate. Whether his personality fits the culture Adam Peters is building is the big question, but from a pure talent standpoint, it's a no-brainer. Adding a veteran like Diggs or Jennings gives this offense a layer of professional polish that the current young core simply doesn't have yet. But the offense isn't the only place where this team is playing with fire. Wait until you see the brother act I'd pull off in the secondary. The secondary shakeup, our defensive backfield, is currently a collection of what-ifs. We have guys like Amike Robertson and Akello Witherspoon who are coming off seasons they'd probably rather forget. We have young players who have shown flashes but haven't put it all together. It's a gamble, and in the NFL, gambling on your secondary is a great way to give up 40 points a game. That's why I would bring in Trayvon Diggs. Yes, he can be a bit of a boom or bust player, and he's had his struggles with consistency, but his ball-hawking ability is undeniable. Under a defensive mind like Dan Quinn, who has coached him to success before, Diggs could be the veteran spark this unit desperately needs. Imagine the headlines. Stefan on offense, Trayvon on defense. It's not just a PR dream. It's a massive talent injection for a cheap price tag. And I wouldn't stop there. This team is begging for leadership. Jimmy Ward is sitting out there as a free agent, and while he's getting older and has dealt with some injuries, his veteran presence is invaluable. Our current safety room is full of players who had abysmal seasons last year. We are banking on a new defensive coordinator to magically fix their careers. That's a risky bet. Bringing in a guy like Ward, who knows the San Francisco system and brings a championship mentality, raises the floor of the entire room. He's the coach on the field that these young guys need. But even with a fixed secondary, there's one more massive problem in the trenches that could ruin everything. Defensive line depth. The final piece: we all love the starters on the defensive line, but what happens when the injury bug hits? Or what if the team decides to move a high-priced veteran like Darren Payne if the season starts to slide? You need depth. You need a big man in the middle who can eat up space and let the linebackers roam free. I'm looking at Daniel Equaly. He's coming off a major knee injury, which means he's going to be dirt cheap. But before that injury, he was a versatile force for the Steelers. He can play the nose, he can slide outside to the 3-tech, and he can even provide some pass rush from the interior. He is the perfect insurance policy for our young interior linemen. If you want to build a bully ball defense, you need monsters in the middle, and Equaly provides that at a fraction of the cost of a premier free agent. This offseason has been a roller coaster, and while the draft provided some hope, the post-draft plan is where seasons are actually won or lost. You can't enter 2026 with maybe at center and hopefully at cornerback. The pressure is on Adam Peters. The fans are hungry, the roster is talent-heavy but depth-light, and the NFC East is never kind to teams that are almost ready. If the Commanders want to stop being a spoiler team and start being a contender team, these are the moves that have to happen. Which of these veterans do you want to see in the burgundy and gold the most? Is it the stability of Glasgow, the grit of Jennings, or the star power of the Diggs brothers? Predict the next big signing in the comments below. If you stayed until the very end, you are a certified legend. Type "real one" in all caps so I can see who the true fans are. We're going to be dropping heat all week long as we get closer to camp, so don't go anywhere. Raise some hail.